ye boy. Eye Echo Bank, Adaroma, and Waso Yasne, Ama ye de bro.
Eya bo promoto Ghana de Shimamba Nyankopon twedi ampo basa yodom wo hira ye nei ya mom nyina akwa ba ammatena se e dia ba UTV ewia prem to break kase bo eso ensema hodo bi osemfo watone bo ase wasemo an yesi nkonya ya de eso nemom ni edi mu akotene bi eni abankase mu panifo de atodwa wo chese nyame ya adoma encha wo mo behwe se enkuntebuo papa betimi akoso wo my Ghana series no nyame ya adoma wo de behyehyɛ so Afi Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Atopia campaign for him say fango sika ya we say big push what they ba be shem na me ya adoma ni nyina be koso na kwan so wonyi bi emfancy chain Afi adehye bi e de atodwa ya watchers of fankonsa wom kwantempo no so wo mo ye oye kira no wode ne pa ni nyina ne se kwan wo mo hyase ese sebe wo mo ye ne enye ne nanso besi na ye kase kwan no enya ade a wo mo atimi awie Emrashe bedwani ya wogina ho de ma de hye wo hoho ya baton pesua so de atodwa wo kire ese NDC amanyoko pass party de nyade a sabie twitwira sem wo mo esusoso ene wiensem na aka we ho ne yesi nkonya ya de esumidin ene garaganto lady ohene wa kese bo ahina Africa se bono emunche mankasa eniem Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ato members awosum ewo pia kenim se si ade nhihya betodwa ese fango sika be se $10 billion wo mu yi sane be ya e ba na big push a wo betimi dia hye man penny kire sane tie bia no san nhihye ne pepepe ne wo be hye sane be ya wo betimi ediso
As we speak, you know, we received our first quota, 1.5 million. Since April, we haven't received anything. The nature of our work, you know, requires that we move around. As we speak, there are a lot of programs and reports and other things we have to do that, because of funding, we have not been able to do. So, it is our hope that this amendment will be rectified. Apart from our problems, our own problems, we also saw some decline in petroleum production. In fact, we realized that since 2019, there has been a constant decline. We had 71 million barrels in 2019. Last year, it was 43 million barrels. So we had a workshop and some issues were identified. I remember we submitted a communique to your predecessor, but the issues are still relevant for us.
Ghana has a major infrastructure deficit, and the intention of the annual budget funding amount was to channel the resources into what is tangible and can, you know, show the benefits of the blessing of the natural resource that God gave us. Unfortunately, over the years, the money, you don't really see what is happening. So we decided that we'll commit the money to what we call the big push, because we have an infrastructure deficit of almost $1.5 billion dollars every year in terms of infrastructure investments, between 1.5 and 2 billion. And so we said, well, we'll implement the big push, which will be a $2 billion a year investment in infrastructure for 5 years. And so the intention is to invest 10 billion over 5 years in infrastructure. And that includes both roads and bridges and important infrastructure that are transformational and have a rate of return in terms of tolling and productivity and bringing goods to the market and all that. And then also in educational infrastructure, in health infrastructure, and especially in agricultural productivity in terms of irrigation and so on and so forth. One of the major things will be disaggregating the revenues like you raise so that we can track And maybe if the responsibility for all natural resources were put under PIAC, then it will make it easier to track and trace. Yeah, but the ABFA is going there, and then mineral royalties from gold is also going into the big push. So we need to get the minister to disaggregate it properly so that we know exactly what you are monitoring.
Also for ya wo hwedwe die ho sam so o my God na Elizabeth Ofosuajare ya mamrani amane governing board a wo ministry na se be se mienu Ghana Standard Authority na afeso Ghana Export Import Bank empenifo ya mamre se wo mo board wo mesom se ne be ya dwedie ho sam ebetimi afa ne ntoma pefra wo my Ghana mo.
It's very honorable to be called upon to serve your nation. I know what you bring to the table, and I am very sure that you'll be able to steer the affairs of Ghana Export-Import Bank excellently. You know what you are supposed to do. Some are finance people. We have people from the private sector doing great things in insurance and all of that. I expect that you execute your mandate professionally, nicely, all in the name of improving our exports. Standards are so important to what we do. It's part of our core mandate. Recently, we've heard in the news substandard products. It is the mandate of the Ghana Standard Authority to ensure that customers are protected, consumers are protected by ensuring that they are able to make sure that all production houses conform to standards. We also want you to work very hard in the area of Africa Continental Free Trade Area because it's our best bet. We need to do a lot of standard harmonization because once we harmonize our standards with other countries, it makes the trading with those countries very easy under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. So your task is enormous, but I'm sure that you are up to that task and you work to the satisfaction of the ministry, Ghanaians, and then the president who actually appointed you. Congratulations and thank you very much.
On behalf of my colleagues here, I believe the president appointed us because of the wealth of experience and the diversity of our expertise, such that our efforts would be key to the running of the Ghana Standards Authority. I wish to commit that we would work together to enhance the work of the Ghana Standards Authority, of course working with the management and staff of the Ghana Standards Authority. We believe that the job of protecting the safety of consumers, protecting industry, and contributing to the development of this country is our key priority, and we must make sure that we work towards that.
Consistent with the Enabling Act of Ghana Exim Bank and in alignment with President's priorities such as the 24-hour economy, we shall focus on 5 key areas, and these are developing and enhancing the linkage between agriculture and agribusiness value chain, increasing food production to address food security, import substitution and export promotion, accelerated export of garment and apparel manufacturing, strategically aligned with any government agenda that falls within our statutory mandate. More specifically, our concentration shall be in 2 specific sectors. 1, increasing rice production, and 2, expansion of the Ghana poultry industry.
Also for ya washa pomodern one samsu or my Ghana kwabena minta kando na beto dwase waya amamrani amane governing board be sensia wa pahontoma won krapomponi mantamu a wode afoto kese de amasafo nyina.
The ratio of traditional medicine practitioners to clients is 1 to 400, which is far more accessible than that of orthodox practitioners at 1 to 12,000. These numbers are not an argument against modern medicine. They are a reminder that we must regulate what people already use. The role is to professionalize this sector, ensure safety and accountability, and build bridges between indigenous knowledge and scientific standards.
Traditional medicine is a huge industry. Now, there were a lot of stakeholders. A boom, a traditional medicine practice council, no, so we want to develop firm structures. We also need the president of GAPTRAM. So I'll make sure that all the practitioners and all the various associations come under the GAPTRAM. Now, you best strengthen GAPTRAM, no, now very viable. Send your bayer regulating traditional medicine in Ghana will be easier.
A very good structure. Juma. Kakra de beka ho nya shemudin. And say offer ambulance. Ye pese timer offer ambulance unya no. Ye pese bafom. And this year I say I will be 17 minutes. Into be try say it be the standard which is about 8 minutes. Into no ade ba ko a ye be ye. Ade ba ko e be say ye say ye staff no EMT staff no. And also ye be show mo Kenya. Ye be train you more. And no more P BBC baby a umbetimi. So share community na. I mean so munim and no more P EMT for no more ye. If you doing say ye juma na say okwa no akofo obi na we dey hospital there be. It goes beyond that. Enti ye besa ye public education man kofo hu say ye juma no sa na tie.
I won't call it a challenge, but a unique task of bringing over 22 professions together as an advantage to make sure that we create an environment for good employment, high quality care, upscale the skills of allied health professions, and make sure that we are competent in all our fields to make sure that healthcare is rated as number one.
Also for bedi echire ya wohwe nuane ne kua onsem so wo my Ghana mo John Dumela ya mamre ne amane border workosom e wo Tree Crop Authority wa pawontoma won krapomponi mantama wogeda so etusafo nyinafo.
The inauguration of this board is therefore not a mere formality. It is a call to action, a call for bold visionary leadership to guide the Tree Crops Development Authority in delivering its mandate. As Minister, I expect this board to bring strategic direction, oversight, and innovation to the work of the authority. This means putting in place policies and mechanizations that would, one, enhance farmer access to improved planting materials and extensive services. Two, expand tree crop acreage in the climate-smart, environmentally sustainable manner. Three, support research and development to improve yields and value addition. 4, streamline registration, traceability, and quality control. And the last one, promote private-public partnerships for investment and market extension.
On behalf of my fellow board members, I wish to express our sincere gratitude for the trust reposed in us to steer this vital institution into a new era of sustainable growth and regulation for Ghana's tree crop subsector. Over the coming months, the board will focus on 3 interlocking strategic priorities. Number 1, institutional strengthening. Rapidly operationalize TCDA's regulatory framework, including the accreditation of nurseries and processing facilities. Build institutionality, recruiting and training technical staff in areas such as phytosanitary control, quality assurance, and market intelligence. Number 2, research and innovation. Partner with universities, research institutions, and the private sector to accelerate the dissemination of high-yielding, disease-resistant planting materials. Foster climate-smart agronomic practices that enhance resilience to pests, pathogens, and changing weather patterns. Number 3, value chain integration. Promote the establishment of rural processing hubs to add value at the community level and reduce post-harvest losses. Develop market information systems to improve price discovery and link farmers to domestic and international buyers.
Yet wakasi ebo so ede ni chirem wonsan foforo so communication office wa bank kese mu ede atodwa ya watches na watch mu mbehye dwumedie kese bia se beboa e man kuntebuo mapatimi akoso wenti ye kwa man so ye ni yenuaba Shamima Muslim ekwa kodin komo wono eye mampani kasamafo abedie chire wa bank kese mu ye nhwe kwan adwumedie na esitie Shamima akwa ba. Hello Shamima akwa ba o. Okay. Enti yeguso a yebo ye homoden se yensa betimi aka yenuaba na afi ye ne di nkomo afi yenkohwe nkrata hodo bia Ghana Education Service mpeni for de pie montene so na afi wode so Ghana for efa na adesua ho hyehyɛ ya September mu na eba be hyase Ghana Education Service mpeni for no ada en wode nkrata pie montene so fa no senia academic calendar be sia kono ama basic schools ahodo a ewo mantem dunsia wo my Ghana way aye 2025 afi 2026 edie na wo maba amane a kyerɛ sɛ wo kindergarten primary junior high school ni nyina no ye won hyehyɛ ahodo senia bra won bebie suku bra sɛbe wo mokɔ ahomgiem se vacation na afeso bra wo mokɔ na afi wo makɔtwero ensohwɛ na ma yenko yechi empanifo se ka akɔ nechi ana ense Shamima Muslim abantie ne yenu abankodi enkomo oba fefe akɔ abawie. Okay. Na homa na sanso atia tomti yenkohwe GS mpanifo nsema wode etu twa se ne beya ebetimi di kyekye mu esefata na yede amam. Hello Shamima. Okay. Ahomani nimu aye kranti yenhwe Ghana Education Service mpanifo nsem na nsem ya making kan dia mawe peni kwanchefo ya wakasa de ma GS Daniel Fenyi ena nensa hyase wachem se academic calendar na ye kan ho asem ne be hyase September bosome ne de toso mienu wo mfiempino ene eduno enum na afia kɔ ne wie July bosome ne de toso eduno 9 2026 emu efa ne BAC nsohwe ne de sene anchechemu ne sitie no wose May bosome ne de toso 9 kosi May bosome ne de toso duba kom ewo mfiempino ene eduno nsiante sene ya yenim dada no wo mo kyerese asesa Ghana Education Service mpanifo atoaso akyerɛkyerɛ ye wa fofida hodo bi ewo man Ghana mu a ya na Ghana mra ebo echidom ne nyina no wobɛsrɛ mpanifo sɛ wobetimi ediso afi so midterms ahodo a eye mprenu ne taba so wonhwɛ ese wobetimi ede aye adwuma woni ada suku sano na afi so woni a wo mo ya kyerɛkyerɛfo adesuafo abata nyina no mpanifo asrɛ wo sɛ sɛne ahyehyɛ ne sitie no wonhwɛ sɛ wobetimi ede aye adwuma sɛ papepe na afi wodi amaye afi Ghana Education Service mpanifo sɛ wo mo de asedam rempem siedu ma mpanifo woda suku san ano saso na kyerɛkyerɛfo abata adesuafo sɛ wo mo nhwɛ sɛ enhyehyɛ foforo won betimi egina so na afi wodi aye adwuma ntia bere mu de bibia sesa COVID-19 yade ba ye no na neoma sesa na nso nei GS mpanifo sɛ sankofo ho ya na ye nchinti wo masa wo mochi a wasanso akwakofa ebesom yen. Yet wakasi boy so ayede ni chemu ewo ensefoforo so edi amamo Deputy Director General de Audini Juma ewo National Service Authority woni in charge operations Fuseni Donko wakasa ya wotu Ghana mebuno fo se kwia ye yade bia ye ntie nhwe se ebetime de ho agemobi
Kwanchirafo abedi echire ya wada operations ano ewo National Service Authority eye Owura Fuseni Donko wono na etu mabrun fo se womfo mo ho enhye kuaye mu esanse wondro mo hye kuaye mu ebeboa ma enuane abuso wo man Ghana mu ma ye nkokra bi mfi amahodo so mama ye de na ye na adoso no ebetimi de bi akwa amahodo so akwakoton na man no etimi anya sika afutuo de tudwa wa bra empanifo ayetu wo free National Service Authority ekwo nsrahwe dwumadie kwahwe senia National Service Authority farms e wa santimantem ha modemba wo musi ebo
yen jintum se we se no eye ade National Service person wo ye na yen nyina yen nya nida so se da bi o wie school na kwatena fie natural application pa adwuma time na atwam ese wo wie school kwa na ye National Service ni a bibi wo ho a obetimi aya anhwe kura wo konkura ndo se bi wo abokwakoye debei akopa adwuma because so utimi hwe ye wa wo poultry farm na a month utimi nya 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. Bruni Juma Ben, I'll call ya Obetia Casa. So a ways I perceive a chere mabununi say, a nijo kuyayemu, and the kuyansu in Yasabi, a full moon, a sonny kind coin biumu, and ne ye the science na ye kuya. Tis the same idea, it is scientific methods na ye. And then ya Hankwana, ye funwo, a honey ye be developing up to about 6,000 acres within this year. Oko Ejira, Oko Nkranza, Donkrum Kwanta, Oko Northeast, Northern region, Savannah region, Upper East, Upper West, Honyina, Volta region, Eastern region, Central region. Ninyina ye wonfu ho. A few in Kwame, Hamenin Kasa, ya do Brunkwa almost 5,000 acres. Ye Pushia Pasi, ye Drubes 8,000. Hantino, ye near Brepa Pese. National Service, ye the leading agency or Mampeni Feed Ghana na our launch no ye be DNM.
Eno Chenora Abdullahi Abdul Razak, one National Service Authority Manager Ewa Santi Achem North Abaton Peswaso. One also any UTV in Central for Chichen Koma within same say tuja.
We need bra National Service. You're going to mechanize commercial integrated farming. I am a National Service personnel entity. Abe for kwanya first you queer. Na the ye no ni. So about 1 year and more training, then after the 1 year now, we transition them to become farm managers of their own. Yebamo asase, and you say queer dear, also you kill him asase. Yebamo asase, you more input, ever support with the input. Actual abe for quanya, first you queer. Many more can say a year a Bruno crampon, you take almost 1,000 acres. Na tomato no so. Na your target and Kebe 70 acres and under the major season, a year in Sutobrium. Nanka ya 30 acres or minor season abra in suno aba form na it can start with different varieties to say Raja F1 any Logene any other varieties but yet was no your new variety ya they start a sika and is also your greenhouse on my net house on my on say ya ready seedlings no now trade day na actually day in the other transplanted about a new field so and tomato no your time say in should be 70 acres. Na minor season there 30 acres.
Nano fiada July boss minute to so do ba ko wa fimi yeto aba e wa Blakema North Abaton Pesua so ne course wo de busua ase wani nsese ye catch up to adjacent centrofo bia na wodi wodwuma ye yem hwe wo mpasa so e na kane MPP mrashe bedwani ya wogina hode ma de hia wo wo wutu senya East Abaton Pesua so hawa komsin so ye hwe no ye hunu sa abrante ba kwa se Shaolin Master wo tu hwe no so a na wodi ne mpabra e ya rekosem kese pa enam so mamrashe bedwafo dodo na akire wadwene wode ya wode tu dwane se ne course no endimu ensem nipa ba kwa wo kabiem eye mrashe bedwani ya wogina hode ma de hia wo ho ya bato Pesua Thomas Walanyo wa chechem ya wo chese NDC ya manyoko bi asabe e ba na tutwa sema wo mo nsoso so nenso ne akoso mfie bi atwam kontisenk wo yo eye ono no ya abrante ne dia nka hwe ya ne obeye na no bedin yentie foforo bi adodo bi a edika ho
me ye bomasu e wo sampa ama me koda hospital on dey be kora dey on hospital onim okoho no with the intention say okokosi problem ba bia ha wakum sin election ye be ye bi obeduru ho bia no okokosi confusion ni suba no hwe kaso a wantutu wan bra manfo obi nde obi da obi si creature what you say nka esa intention no any ni timu a menua nka okono ka participation na ye nyina ye nam ye monitor election asemasi ye sort it out in some now why you pepper spray nko no ye nipa oka onim say 2 meters so kitan and na make can say before the incident or ye interview or say NDC focus say on more government somebody bar on the beshia no I prepared that with the pepper spray no na the pepper spray na so onya kwa ombo no me nka me yase me apprentice ni here
in all sincerity ye ntimi nka say support the cause we condemn it. Say no matter what, and found say say yomu, say MPP, say NDC. We need to grow beyond petty politics. And now we are the and say and find you. The only thing about we are saying from Biabana so be the ayo. Now we won't find you be now be any papa. But in politics, sometimes it is not like that. But with all sincerity, so
I mean, it's not a defense to say that I saw someone with pepper spray, so I decided to beat the person to pulp. I mean, I don't think any law would that will avail anyone as defense. So it's not defense to say that our commission was with a weapon. So therefore, I had the right, or I have the right to attack him.
Journalists, then, to be frank, now police, he didn't act professionally, and he's so temperamental. Police near rank to that level. No, I mean, should live, below this. It's too childish as a police officer to have acted that way. Journalists, maybe if you have video, there was no any act of provocation. Papa no na adwuma na oye as in training journalist. And nti say one mo kwa na wo mpɛ so obekwa ka chance abrante twu fia wo kasa wa nka bi ma wo nsa so apan nti ono de ne de it was unprofessional. Okay, I call police command to deal with that police officer. Okay. Because on to me famra enchen because journalists anywhere they nyina adwuma ho enko ba bia what I said and I me how akum sindie no na nana mu say wo de kokomuti kodwo a na di sutro na ja okwan. That is the way I want to exactly talk about mami how akum sindie no me ya mami how akum sina nka mi ko ho no I would have been circumspect and then I make us I would have been circumspect about even in her constituency kaswa da bia mami how akum sina wa twitio pa mami how akum sina wa ebinum adi dem because of mami how akum sina anura. She came to Methodist Police Station Center as a vigilante. And in the makers of as a vigilante. Elections, according to our electoral laws, CI 127. Actually, elections are organized in designated areas. Such area was a designated area. You are not supposed to carry a weapon there, whether concealed or public. Into pepper spray now what do you call her? Now what do you call her?
Oswafo ya wo hwensa se ne fomegodi ho sem so wo my Ghana mo yewura Emmanuel Amakofi Boade atodwa wo kire se besa busum enum ntem wo my Ghana small scale miners na to obo ase gold ahodo bi a wode akwa amanfo aman so sika no nkotom eye $5 billion into wontia se besi ne Ghana fo ye ho kire yesei.
Ghana is the largest gold producer in Africa. We are now the 6th largest gold producer in the world. We are in July. Just in the last 5 months, from January to June, I think the gold that has gone out, not with large scale, I'm talking about just small scale, is close to $5 billion. Actually, anybody in the Western region before, something fundamentally is missing. This whole process is also trying to take into account how we strengthen and build the capacity of mining communities. And Nana mentioned royalties and how it is not adequate, and how it even takes forever to come, and by the time it comes, its value is gone. How do we make sure that, for example, companies that are operating in the areas are not just doing charity, but they are obligated to help transform the mining communities? So there has to be a real changes in the law that forces government to allocate resources to the source where the resource is coming from. And if we do that, the Western region will be more developed than any other region. This is the reason why we are moving on this direction.
It's unfortunate that nothing is given to the Zimbabweans or those around the coastal belt. If indeed the sea is part of Ghana, and indeed that part of Ghana, where does it belong to? Is it in the central, the Sevi area, the central part of Ghana? Is it in the northern part of Ghana or the southern part? So those people or chiefs who are also in those areas should also have royalties. Otherwise, pretty soon, when we discover oil or any other mineral in the landmass and people start agitating for royalties, we will also agitate and completely.
Now I'm happy that all kinds of laws are coming together, and you are here today consulting some of us, so that what is happening in Burkina, what is happening in Mali, and what is happening in Niger won't
come here. So we are in a revolutionary period.
Maybe you to go to be anywhere, Papa. Young Obuasi, Pristia, Bogoso, Libya. Maybe any Papa. Let's count to your jaya, your conquering. Say the Uzi can 5 billion, say 50 billion, say year. Then I could incline. You ever be my baby, ye, what you man. Adamico Pristia, Maria way. Udu, your friend say, Obuasia,
our inability to properly demarcate boundaries, to tell where each chief's boundary is. Because if I claim this land is mine, another chief is claiming this land is mine. And because of that, we have our subject going. Not a single chief can say that we are not aware of all the galamseys that's happening on our land. And sometimes our inability to even control our divisional and udikru is what is creating some of these problems.
Yet also at the nature was Santa Manta Madesha communicate to a booming and now walk catcher Ghana by say one of best and say bring with their factory and one be be sans what you made Yahodra wood in Hiama Ghana and Koso and it were my Ghana Sika 70 factory now ma born fortune say behadrone pa.
One more unikente ewo bonre no asante mantam ha esre aban no se wo mo mo de unikente no sisi ane boa ye dempa ukasa wo kokra amahodo so aba ebo no aye denti aba se mo unikente na no mo san ebo ka wa kire eno so kra nkwadan nchen enam se enema ne bo denti no wo muntimi emfa afoforo adwuma mu eno nti wo mo esre aban ne se nkebe ya nka wo mie factory bi ewo Ghana ha eno no sa ahomom ma ne enema am de unikente no wo betimi aye bi wo ha se na be ye hono de no ne bo no betimi aba fom na omo nso etimi atobedi anwene kente no betimi afa nipa bebre na adwumam na enwuma abuso ewo Ghana ha ensami hina wadi tudwa wa bra ambassador wada kente clothes worldwide anu onu kroya science and training ama prempe ekosra wo mo a wo nwene kente ewo bonre a eno no asante mantem ha
the challenge kese pa for now higher yes kente nim say Ghana japade te say nyebunu nkwa japade bi Ghana japade na so sad say japade free Ghana the materials are the kente no yenya no Ghana this is yakra is so sad yene penfo bibien so atu ho na mo aka kire na yenya mwaye bia influence ho na no so because yakra ninti enyantin so with the pricing of our kente cloth because yendala no koswa affected the prices and any panel so can acquire just one person into you feel so was what did you know and I wanted you only challenge and it's not helping us to beat me back over taking tato because of the price which in Jahoko and then you know say the kente no is not registered the symbols or the patterns it will be hard to make kente designs no they acquire and the factory made ones and you need panel banner to me to the rare one now you go to the market I told you music that one too is not helping us until your best you can say a man penny for my na factory in Ghana possibly and Wobunge is answer continue fall by the factory itself it must serve as employment for some people and I be also in Ghana your man penny for intimate pay way beyond betima I register so that any foreigner intimate flying designs and print and some metal mining I organ it's not helping Yamano factory no organ and then you look into be mensa it's a factory in there I'm going to say you have money free be mine so and a deba into Yama a born in the cost it's a bandroom let's see the factory do organ let's say yeah and how many you want the making any bullet in Yaba from
1995 and I buy ABC Yadan Edema. I maintain some maintenance in Kakranka. You are landing. I want to say, I expect to say, if you did my spend it at the end, and dino not yet me up, we will be a doom because you shall. We were into Duana or outside. Our move even when we are say, be even or Muffy, I said in short time.
ɛmmoa wɔn ama wɔn ntumi yɛ adwuma no yie nti nka yɛsrɛ sɛ nka aban bɛhu yɛn mmɔbɔ na nka waba bɛbie mu ama yɛn na rivers na wɔ one side yɛwia yɛ demonstrate yɛ nneɛma no wɔ baabi sɛdeɛ tourist ba a yɛkɔ akɔkyerɛ wɔn no mu nso atumi ato nneɛma no bi de ama yɛn
kadwuma no koraa so yɛayɛ wie no ka de mɛsa aban ne sɛ nka ɔmo a mɛfa ɛmfa nkɔ wɔn mu kɔtɔn ɛyɛ wie aban no ɛmɛtɔ na wɔte de kakra wɔ mu a ɛsɛ bi nyɛ bi aka atoa so ama na yɛn wɔn bɔkɔ akɔtɔn.
Mensi Assembly wa Shaiman Pennyfon wa dia tudwa watch se enchenya me yad ma wo mu se montene so ne be ya enipa wo mu nam tema moto we kwantempon so enche ho pe bola na afi so shipete sabe binom eja wona e honom wo mu kire se nyame yad ma Ghana mra so pe chi a ene obedi abanem sini e wo mensim honom e ye Freeman Chepo wono ene wo de sa kokobo wo de etudwa.
You can see today that we have begun the evacuation of all the refuse that I spoke about earlier on. As at now, we are currently on the motorway side where some miscreants have turned this area into refuse dump. We are clearing the refuse at this place today. And immediately I leave here, there is sanitation security task force that are taking over the area. Anyone who will come here to come and drop refuse will be arrested and dealt with according to our bylaw. From here we'll go to Presby Junction and also evacuate the rubbish at the Presby Junction. And then equally the refuse that are dotted around, the agenda is to remove all the filth in town and then also clear the sellers, the hawkers on the streets. So the people of Ashaiman, what we are saying is we need to keep Ashaiman neat.
Were sleeping on their jobs and they were not able to do much for the good people of Ashaiman. Now new government has come, we have new chief executive, and together with the MP, we are trying to clean the whole system. We are trying to clean the whole environment, and we are also trying to decongest Ashaiman to that effect, so that at least Ashaiman will be a befitting place for all of us. You know, cleanliness is next to godliness. That is what people say. And so therefore, if Ashaiman, that we all know as a cosmopolitan community, is gulfed with filth, it also brings about health challenges, health issues to the community. So what do we need to do? We need to do the needful to clear the filth, to make sure that we decongest the environment, we decongest the community.
Program here yashase no. Yeah up to December. Yeah up to December. Be ye ni upper hands. Like say your MC no, any MP no, omudi omo ho agimo no, a man for ba no. Ti ye betoa so. Aye. Ye betoa so aye. From next week, MP no, MC no, I can say next week no, I say sa e sha ye be ye atwa so sa up to December.
Ye jina we so ne ye twa ho sima ye ba nsam aka beto aso dia mamo. Yes, I'm when you now quaba biome ede baye kasi abopono so mpanifo se ka akonichi a na ense ye kwa ma no so ye ne ye nua ba Shamima Muslim kwa akodi nkomofa na ensema hodo bi ade atodwa na wotwe mu dwumedi kese ebekoso wa bankese mu nti yenkwai ne ye nua ba no nkodi nkomo Shamima akwa abawie
Mejo so medawasin so me nua ba
apomboko de
Apomu boko na we
nyame adom ene mpaibo ye nya ne tie se nyame ya adom ochna government accountability series bi ebeba so wadaro mamu nche mo tesen
I am so sure your manifesto ahead of 2024 elections no you can say Omanpenyi John Dramani Mahama obe resetting Ghana for jobs, accountability and prosperity. Into accountability no very integral to Omanpenyi John Mahama na by now obuno a obiase abampa abano enti the governance back closer to the citizens. We have a social contract with Oshaya. This 7th of July was exactly 6 months. His Excellency Osweri, he was sworn in as the President of the Republic. And we want to provide these platforms to account to the people. Until every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, to commemorate the 6th month in office and to assess the performance so far of the various ministries and agencies. We have launched the Government Accountability Series. This first phase, a limited series focusing on the 6th month in office, the 6 months that His Excellency has been in office. The president Onona Ebe concluding this limited series, but the series will continue periodically. Yebe platforming various ministries, agencies, departments to report to the citizens. But for this special series, it is within 3 weeks we will be wrapping up on this limited series every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, the Minister for Beba and China say the Minister of Interior Beba also because your name said and saying security issues, internal security, election related violence near Honki Kahono and Honorable Muntakamo Barak would come and tell us what his ministry has been doing since January up to this point and what he will continue to do to ensure internal security, issues of security recruitment. That ben na ebe starte Crawford ebisa say bimu Crawford social media bimu ebisa say omwati say Igbo King be what is the position of government until China. Honorable Muntaka be addressing all of those matters. Wednesday would be another minister. Friday would be another minister. Tibeye this series for 3 weeks. Omanpenyi John Dramani Mahama na obe trato with no own address to the nation to usher Ghana into a new era of accountability. Yenim ajetum say power resides in the people. Today, I was saying, the citizens of Ghana. Mpuntu beba. Ghana befan into my pa. Afrano and Nuna Eda Omanpenyi John Mahama enim with these accountability series.
Okay. Midday and Pempin mbeta ya na se we siria enwano no yente munkabium.
And let me explain it further, say, with this particular phase of the accountability series, it is to mark a 6th month in office and assess the performance of the government over the 6-month period. Pacho, so what would say, as for meet the press, Attorney General, Education Minister, meeting the press, Communication Ministry, having quarterly briefings with the media, and see a bit to us. Accountability series to us beyond this 3-week first phase, which is specifically focusing on 6 months in office, the scorecard so far.
Okay. And we ma yen nase ne wadaji a wenya dia maye.
Miss Madam was a baby. Me call fufu nti pa show we are betting I bedi.
Me ya we pass brana ye bedi nkomo na me ti se pampan bi kwaso we kire nti na me ya adoma me ne me se me fofu amensan e beba why
Mumbra you.
Okay, yes, so that's it. Okay. Enti Shamima Muslim wonom eye mampeni kasamafo abedi echi ne yekoye ne kodi nkomo no afi ma yempem so mfie ne nchem wonsem foforo so peni kwanchefo ya wono na ehwa kwanso ahonsem so o my Ghana professor Kobi Mensa na wo kasa wo she Ghana mpeni fo se yemfa hwehwe pa enwu akwanso se ne be ya amamre ne amane ye betimi age atum wo my Ghana wo se pepi no woto won ma bebu no se metu kwan akọ Dubai o ko eden o say me kwa akọhwe ni o me koso Dubai wo sin nyina ya de bia ka Ghana ye hihye bibi papa de ama ye ho anka Dubai ko no kra no eso bete.
I think over the years it's right to say that young people will lose them tact. They somehow are disconnected, and you realize that a lot of them would rather refer to Dubai as opposed to Wababa, Ghana, Wababa, Ekwapim, for example. I think there are deliberate steps to be another yes Shadara, yes into to be in them be able to form to them my Ekwapim warrior. Now you make sure that you be promote young spaces, young culture, young heritage to young people. Now them you be lose them connection I with diaspora. And I remember one about the Zawaya and the Zoyepana. One man entertainer so on Zimu by taking deliberate steps to set up tourism marketing task force. I think that they already have that in place. I think that I know there's a coordinator or coordinator from the diaspora. And so was it to form the one more stakeholders no be aware as I work achiever. I think they'll go a long way, and they need a strategic plan as well.
We have been very, very keen on promoting ecotourism, and for the first time in Nyamebechre, an ecotourist city, which is an eco-friendly city, is being set up. Several businesses are open here in the area of agriculture, agro-processing, and really several things that can be done here. And so this is a call to our diaspora and friends to join us. We have worked with the Ghana Tourist Development Company, build several recommendations on how we can actually market the whole of Ukwapman. And marketing us cuts across the entire range, from our culture, from our traditions, from our various festivals, to the land, the people, the weather, the geographic location, their existing business prospects, and so on and so forth.
Enuanuma wo diaspora no enya saa adwini ne atenka se na weda ne ye sebe o show ne ha bebre na wo ba ha so awani beje asase tama da ho enti wo pese wo ba kwan abua ma won dey se ne o se ade yo kan so we set up secretariat I ba be register won na kire won nyuma horo a wo betumi aye ene se ne aya krado se ye be so wo mo enti sa neti nti okwapema ye wade ye woni ma papa bebre a ye dere twen won
yet wakase boy so ide ne chiremu onsem foforo so no ada na beto odwasa 24 ya wo mote ensa wom kwan no so fanko kwan ne de ye kase kwan bi a chepa ne ya ene sa kwan no e kwan ne pa wo nam so atim se minim senia wo mu ye dwumedie ndie nanso omanfo ndi atodwa wo chese ache dodo enti enu ada wo mu si montene so ye kira no wodene ene wo ye tia ye mpanifo ye kwa homa no so woni pa ba ko asasem wa campaign pi eyo di ahenkan kwa me ye boy ene nkodi nkomo na ye nhwe senia enu ada ye kire ne sikoye odi akwa bawie
enjo zo mini aba
apombo kode
obre ne wo mna nso ho ye
mo kwan de enti mutimetina de
when then say we say jinyo da wa na atafrin
ekwan a edu ahomache wo peka wo hunu so kaase akasie bi nam ho na nkuma bi nam honom enti ya musi den ba adwuma musi den ko traffic anu odin sei
traffic ni podi minyo ba obi abeka say nkran ni nkura kasim de nye den a easily going na ya kwan so traffic yo kinka traffic de ke be manage be yen kakaka
okay
and so a kwan nan kasa te a ewum no e ya ro wusem esa asem ya na akwa ese 7 previous o man penfo no the man fo no o mu ye bibia ma ya so o mu buan yu nti yeni ho bibia ye beka odwen ho a onti ase ekwan ye kwan bi a edo kọ almost 8 to 10 regions in Ghana na contractor bind adwuma man e fe no Maripoma emra bind adwuma man no ye nyina ye bu sese oh say dey adwuma ma Ghana contractor dey gidie ma percent bia ye wo mu okwa we so nipa kokuma so mo na mo ho enkoko na mo ho bono na mo ho half na mo ho upper east na mo ho upper west na mo ho northern region na mo ho eastern region na mo ho even part of central region it me fa ho eko it is area ma Ghana contractor dey just ataju fo wa enke atedene ye na ye ne gusu na papa contractor sesa ne fidi be gu kwan so tutu kwan nyina da efiti eye pokuase ho ekopem ensawam ti adwene se de odi fem atutu kwan so de nyina we de obrekunam ye de ne hyew so ti ye be ne ntenten ma awon ye hi aye komu ho no se me producer etu atwa emra ka ne beto aba no anadwo nyina na contractor nyina kwan so a oye adwuma ne to abawi si wi no tatadwufo wa mate de no kwado mekatrom won okro no na chifutuo ne behu aya na agro efiti sapeman ekopem ensewom bebia Hebron fo asori wo bebia forest commissioner sojafo egina no esewoni sese kadekero contract na dwuma ni ba kokura ne ho sisa ne nyoma nyine French se kwa no yato ni pehwe enso to a enipa nko ene nipa ba awia ba untimi nya dwuma okwa ne so trotro ekwa ne so sika mo pe eno me ja pasinyafo pa wa okuta myself car so a wani e din ade be fa so no ukoba pe eso okosho ki won sese ya momode antwimpanfo adwen amakwan so a yetetete won na sam kase asi se kwa no block just 12 hours in Ghana ebe ha Ghana sikasem because edwedi enam kwa no so yenal mai free Burkina ni Niger ebe form nyoma fa kwa we so ede koba amaya twa Ghana won hia sabi omu nepo omu yo ma sen no nyoma dodo na by road ede fa kwa we so no you have no idea. So obiti amasama no person kwasa amankesia adwo abefa timota awu makosi akramo akosi Madina afo aburibipoi akonetia babesi nsawam anso aso akọ neni padodo se ne betimetwa kwantintin anso akọ nkrum ene mmea dianura ene nene adwoada no ene yese be demonstration ena police force omu ntimi mu ye ho dwoada no no betima abo ye ho bambo a mami e bambo a na yese ye no ye twemi pani ampa mene na ya okase na other group members kofi kombosi mu nyina di mu akotre yaka ya ubom me dom bedi yachi emi ye hye oye kire na se efiti sansam junction edi be pia masama stadium junction na police for ne bom modern boy nyina ho ba fe ma the current MP for Amasaman ono so be gina minister for roads and highways and name ebeji ye petitioner ye pesa abaya so te na animanim ya omohwe no me ye kwan mo trouble se ahyen betimi akwaba e de manti eno de eye nika eye fe aye nam kwano so na kwanhia sa kosi wo kwano so a chese na ayawre wosem na emmeye gu kan mu nyina abeka demonstration ho ene ebi pom ntoma na ebi isu na ebi nso sere na ebi nso boy abaso te na ejabo demonstration e ka se beye e wo Amasaman e kwano so no emado yetimi aya MP so be gina minister name eje petition so be make sure say aban penifo so asobete
odi wadama wo mampenifo nefo aduduo bi ya mo hwe nim se contractor ne besanso abakwan ne so anase mo ye ne hwe saa
the koba ne se mpo ansane de demonstration me hye so no mampeni ne last public encounter unya no o ka se wanya ne ntie se ekuo bi so mo demonstration awo kwan no so eno kura nti to wayi wo hye Ghana fo nyina abo se omo de 4 billion ebema road contractors no ma back to site na se mampeni ne ye adwene se ekwan ye to abani wie no contractor no oni site wo biem tita contractors back to site with assurance from the president so omo 4 billion dia na ya sempa na emumu no sabe producer nyaze ye nyama nwofo ni ana ye nyima mpani ni dabida na emum enbi penti na ja bo asere wa gini bagura no yi na ni ato nchen tienra ye petition nim any encounter any MP ni nyaa e demonstration site ka tene say hwe be bo so mi aye be wuram ne da etoso edunum se ye hu se Totana Saba site Bimudia, any the no moon is shot. Yes, I be Kajagumu pa, is answer Kwa Yakun, young Kuma Yahu, Yaquamo, mine Ghana, and Yashanka for Naquan to four.
Yo, ewie ma ye na ase ni ncheche mo emuda ho no ma odi asom ye ne ahwefo.
Yensu da mase papa anytime otayechi.
Yo. Enti ya ye nia bema odi ahenkan kwa me ye boa wodi ne dwuma wo Peace FM ne ye koye ne kodi nkomofa ne nada oye che na no wodi ne pa wo se minister akasa de ne so still the moon na wombe ye kwansem foforo so de ECG nkrabata ye wa Ashanti West mante wo mo de atodwa ye hihye se ne be ya dum so nsi wa Asante mante mo.
Electricity Company of Ghana, Ashanti West Region, were more essay, were more a day and near Matutu Aquemwa, were more eba beshes and ebe ya yen kanyano ebe jina swache na afen so monso and kobo e kana shisheni bi a yesesiano, were more at the transformers for fro besisi krom send ye be ya. Mia hodua enkane ano ehwamo mo enso omoso no obia ebetimi anya bia ne bibi enkonkosei na Ashanti West Public Relations Officer da ECG ano Owura Benjamin Entry enen central kasa no ena otiremu se adwumakuo na adwumadi omo ya wo mo tieto omahye mu no okọ baabi ti se nka awie to ase ne jankoba hode no omo aye awie sisi ano wo mo hwe animu se wo mbekọ akoye bi ewesie nchem ne trede ene ne mpata mu nso afi ofenso mansini nso kan Senebeya, Obia Kanya no betimi ejina so ediama womo.
Ko Electricity Company of Ghana, ejuma and say the Bema Nimkana ejina will be biawo. In Tuba Asante Maya say the AC no say the baby makana ejina so. The because what did you say to Jana Kanya no ejina so ni impuntu juma makana ejina so. Nti afia sha say you say o mia bi wodo mana baby a load no ekeka kono yan hwe ni ya load no be de ebekosora ebe beautiful nti yen isiji ayen twen ma load ne enkos ma ne ha beautiful nti se am no ka se ko me bi ti se eye enkawie to ase impaseti ajankoba honoma da ye line for free yen afari substation no aba honom sika ye di course a project mu ye 2.7 million Ghana cedis na ye wi project no ye beautiful no omo di adanse se low voltage ne embe be sense se no line for na ye no in fact abete load na e wo ba kono so no aka wa fesu yen dwuma kono so ma ye losses no technical losses no aba form e wo honom afesu ye beautiful mo eye offenso district kromia me be to say eye akom more kodie denase ankru ankasa no ya yinim oha ekoso wo no tisi anu ya hyase eye life for free masse aba be ka de wo ankru no na ebanisa na mbenya akonya akanya no ebejina so sa project no so ya hyase a yedu ndwuma gidigidi yewie so nso na ehwese na betuma ma yedwedifo no omuni agena afeso omenya de fe no you can protocol say convenience na omde dis ECG dwuma no emfa ne se utifie na o prepaid asa emfa na offer obekọ vendor bi oni bi abo no nsia no ndu na vendor na apon no emfa na obefa enti the smart prepaid meter ya kan smart prepaid meter so kwa ya shase ya in fact year se meters ni bi access no a customers o muntu ya hwe na meters no mfa so ne se wo customer na so kuta meter bia MMS meters na de aba no wo nkran no ba santimemu krapwa obetu ato prepaid wa ko go meter no so nkran
wode kokobọ ko momanfo ni hina se wo mo am yomaje so mbe wia ECG fo mu meter no wo mo do mo sabe keka ne ade ne wa e be chew no waso e be hye
sere ne yeso de fo se meter fo fra be we legal connection e be hu nti stress mo bia enye legal ko fa yentwe ho legal connection kra na yentwe ya be oni to prepaid se na ba ECG benye scan in fact yetumi da ye de yetumi da asomo man na in fact yenye scan ni twa IPPs na generation companies for order want say VRA kapa mo na need me twa ya IPPs na fa yetwa grid ko na de se ba kana ne be de benjina so say scan ejeje free you beautiful na no na ma kana ne de ejina so tisi a de say de say beautiful nyan say obi bia wa bia ontwe no feel legal connection
Ebusunya da so agina mu ECG mpenifo nche na wode atodwa ya wo che se ne due wo mu yensiesie e wo plant ahodro so nti mantam ahodro bi ho man kanea no wo mbedom ne kakranti bebi etise nkrapompo ne mantam afetema afen bi e wo western region na wo mu hwe nim se fa bi bedum na wo maba mane a wo che se nya de e bekyensiesie ne wie pe wo mbesa so aso e de ama Ghana fo nti wei e yensem kese fi ECG mpenifo nche ya wode eto Ghana fo nyina enim Ebusia yɛda mo ase de aseda PAC ma Eco Bank se wo Bible ye chidom kasebo pono so afeso wa wo hwe fie yɛda ase papa TMC Fashion Center penifo na to obo ase na wodwidwa me style efe panti ene wie de atade bi a wo hwe nim se obetimi apam se ye made ana se mema de no eye TMC Fashion Center fo mbehwe na wetimi apam fefefe e de amamofra de nyina womo hwe timi pam ama saman abiase ena obehu wechi akwan na ene wie edin a mejeso ene Garaganton lady ohene wa kese buahene yadamu nyina se amamu ene hwe